out and explore the world. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this is the one. I decided to make the part 2.
Vườn bao nhớ nhung, người yêu thoáng qua trong giấc mộng, vui nguồn sống mơ những ngày mong chờ, trách ai đành tâm hững hờ.
In DaLat right now, a place that I ever dreamed for like 5 years ago to come here and to look at the vibe bit. I mean, you guys, it just looks so unreal, but it's real to me now, which is so wonderful. I'm grateful for being alive. Look at the sunset. Oh, nice. So I'm going with this beautiful view. I'm in DaLat, Vietnam, but I feel like I'm in Australia. Just look how beautiful this is. It just looks insane. It's really beautiful.
Đây là tiếng nói Việt Nam. Đây là tiếng nói Việt Nam, phát thanh từ Hà Nội, thủ đô nước Cộng hòa xã hội chủ nghĩa Việt Nam.
Ooh, look at them. They're like typical DaLat people. Đây là bánh căn. Bánh căn.
C-A-N.
Bánh căn. Ok. nêm nè.
Mắm nêm.
Mắm
Nước
nêm.
mắm.
Nước mắm nêm. Uống phí luôn. Với chị.
Bữa canh kia là có 2 anh đào. Tôi đang đi ngắm trên thượng.
Ở trường đại học DaLat. Wow. After saying goodbye to my friend, I decided to continue to keep going on my journey to finally end up here. Cow slope is a popular check-in spot among Vietnamese youth, with an incline estimated at, 30 and 45 degree almost. This location was even featured in the hit film called Tháng Năm Rực Rỡ by director Nguyễn Quang Dũng. I put the picture there for you and go watch it.
Tường nhà bò. Không phải dốc nhà bò.
Off the road.
Get out and explore the world! You maybe wonder why all of the road that I drove to surrounded by tropical forest. Well, actually, DaLat is a plateau which surrounded by mountains and mountains, typically tropical forest. I knew that it's gonna rain so bad, so I decided to set up a camp and take a nap. Is it? Okay, the Beatrices. After having found a place to set up a camp, I decided to take a nap. Of course, it's a long day and I need to sleep because I was just too tired. I don't want to sleep in the hotel, so I must find a place to sleep, to set up my camp and sleep. And after a while, I entered a forest, a land pretty much perfect for me to set up the camp. While sleeping in the tent, and I was awakened by a man voice calling. Yeah, it's a man voice. I was suddenly pretty much like settled a little bit because I do not think that someone would come and and ask me something else because unless they have bad intention. But turned out that that man didn't have any bad intention because I entered a private property, a private land. So that man came up to me and he asked, "How did you get here?" Because at that time, he didn't ask me only because his might have thought that I wasn't there alone with. I was there with someone else because I brought two helmets with me with my motorbike to get into the forest. No one could think me to be that crazy ever, but I am that crazy. So I play along with his conversation. I say to him that, well, we do not know that this is private property. We will left as soon as possible. And that man said, okay. And he left. And after that, that was like one of the most crazy things that put me to my limit boundary, which I do not expect myself to do that at all. And after putting down my tent, I decided to get out of that land because I didn't feel like I can stay any longer. And by the time I got back to the old street, the old very streets that I used to come inside, they have this very big pole put in the middle of the street, like put like this. You can see the picture in here. That's how I describe it. So they put it there to prevent stranger to enter, and I am the stranger. So I managed to get out of that situation by dragging my motorbike down to the street and drag it so bad that even I get some of the crash for the motorbike. By the time while going to a very heavy blast rain, I feel like, well, I cannot sleep in the forest in this weather because I'm gonna freeze to death. So I managed to find a hotel which lie amongst the mountains. Hopefully, I was lucky enough that my motorbike wasn't run out of the gasoline. And pretty much, I found a room in the hotel. And I certainly did not regret because the weather, you must imagine the weather that back then is like, it's really rainy, heavily rainy, and humid, and there's no one around, and I have to manage a place that I need to stay in. And I ended up staying in the hotel at that time because I don't want to risk my health. Yeah. But anyway, it's still a journey when you decided to actually sleep in the tent after that day, which is, if I tell someone, they could think that I'm pretty crazy. But it's the meaning of exploring, traveling, to do solo trip, which is to challenge yourself, always challenge yourself to put you into the limit boundary and finally make it yourself. That's the thing.
Guys, tomorrow everything was just like, it's so over mist and rain, all heavy from Digable. So I decided to live in a house, good house like this. It's pretty comfy and it stay me warm for the night. So yeah, it's an unexpected situation. And now I will pack things up to leave and do all my activities for today. So I have a list here to do. So let's continue our journey. After a very long journey of driving, I ended up being in a church where I found my peace and prayed for the healthiness and peace of the humanity and my family, and of course, myself. It was a very funny moment when I stuck in the middle of a extremely high slope. Why does local have to come up and help me to escape out of the slope? They do have rules to drive motorbike in DaLat, especially slopes in DaLat. So do follow the rule and do research about the rules, how to drive in those streets. So this is the rule. I mean, not the rule, like the advice of the locals.
Đà Lạt là đi dốc Đạt về số 1, đi cho nó chắc, nó chỉ là đi dựa dân kìa con.
So make sure when you come to Vietnam, do research on the street and do follow the rule how to drive motorbike there. I advise you. Free dancing in the Nhớ Hoài slope. It's gonna be so classic. You see this slope? I'm gonna dance, baby. Like this skin. Whoa, in case I don't want my video to be under the copyright of any skin from any movie, so I wanna introduce this popular movie, which name in English is You and Ching, directed by Nguyễn, Dũng. You should go. It's worth your time watching it. If you want to understand a place, visit its museums, historical landmarks, or cultural sites of the local people. You will gain a deeper insight into the origins and history of the destination you're exploring. Well, actually, that's my way of exploring new lands.
But letting you see this. A lot of house, plant, greenhouse. You guys, you don't believe what I see when I camp. It's just because of my camera. Oh my god. I'm so excited. Okay. not my tent for now, as my solo camping. You might wondering, like, am I scared or not? Before I realized I'm being scared, but I'm done with being scared. So, yeah, there's no feeling at all. I feel exciting, and I feel lovable. You can see over there's this some lights. That is a light from the city. So I will spend a night out in a hill. It's not a hill, it's a mountain. But yeah, it started getting so cold now. I don't know what to do next. I will write some diary and maybe read some word and just go to sleep. Oh, I forgot. Shit. The meaning of getting out of nature, being in harmony with nature, and being yourself. I just told you that I'm done with being afraid, and now I think that I want, and I know for somehow when I live in a house that's full of light, and then you feel whole. You feel like you have a lot of things with you enough, but you feel over enough. But then you come out of this world and then there's no light. There's just star and grass and roses and trees. Totally free. You feel like you are being with nature. You feel like you're being one with nature. That's the feeling I'm feeling right now. And yeah, it's a riff talking of my staying outside and stepping out with my safe zone. Going somewhere I don't know. So yeah. Recorded. Well, you have seen my video. You might be thinking that I'm crazy, but it's worth being crazy sometime. When we decided that
we gonna value our truth and step out of our comfort zone to be authentic to ourselves. At that time, it could be a lie if I would say that I'm not afraid. It's gonna be a total lie because I almost cried over the inability of building up a campfire. It's the humidity, and I feel like everything that I have ever made, I start getting back to myself and asking what I was doing. Why did I do this to me? I start having that question all invading my thoughts and my head, but I still, for now, even myself at that time, I didn't regret doing it and making that decision, because I know by the time I lie down on my deathbed, I could think of any moments that actually make me the most alive. That would be one of them. And I would talk to myself at that time when I was 19 or 18 years old over that hill. I'm grateful for you. I'm so damn proud that you do that. And that's just the beginning. You did that, and it's the call of freedom, the call of being brave to your authenticity. Thank you for doing that to me. Thank you. Oh, my soul.
Hey guys, I'm on camping right now. No, wake up early. Did got to see this.
Torn down, full of aching. Somehow our youth would take the blame. Worn out the way we
How on there's no continuing journey anymore. I wanna decide that all of the love memory, I wanna save it for me. So yeah, thank you for watching the video anyway, and remember, it's just the beginning of the journey.
I swear I lived